Hi everyone. Today's lesson is on volume of a sphere. You've just watched a video that explains in a really neat way how the volume of a sphere has been figured out based on the surface area of a sphere that we talked about yesterday. So I have a picture of a sphere showing here on the screen. And as you can see, the only dimension that we need to know in order to find the volume is the radius. So if you're given a sphere and they happen to give you the diameter instead, then convert that right away to the radius by taking the diameter and dividing by 2. So the formula that we have for volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. And again, this is another one of those formulas that unfortunately we're just going to have to use and sub into rather than being able to derive it ourselves. The 4/3 pi r cubed, you can write it in a couple of different ways. You can write it as a fraction 4/3 times pi times r cubed. You might also want to write it as 4 pi r cubed all divided by 3, or you could even write it as 4 pi r cubed divided by 3, like that. So it all depends on which way you're most comfortable working with the formula. Most people don't like the fractions, and so if you want to avoid sort of looking at it like a fraction, then just multiply the whole thing by 4 and divide it by 3 at the end. So let's try to find the volume of a sphere. In this example, the diameter is given rather than the radius. It might be hard for you to actually see the value there. I'll write it a little bit bigger. The diameter is 11.9 centimeters. So the first thing we need to do is find r, and r is going to be the diameter divided by 2. If the diameter is 11.9 divided by 2, that's almost the same as 12 divided by 2, so we're going to estimate that that would be approximately 6. And so when we work that out and we get, 5.95, then that answer should make sense. So now to find the volume equals 4 times 3.14 times the radius cubed, 5.95 to the exponent 3. When we're done there, we're going to divide our answer by 3. So if you put that in your calculator and you work it all out, we have approximately 881.9. And our units, because again, this is volume, so that's a three-dimensional unit, is going to be centimeters cubed. And that's all there is to finding the volume of a sphere. So here's a neat question. They're asking us about the volume of an orange. It says you cut an orange in half and measure the radius to be 1.5 inches. So we're using imperial measurement in this one. What is the volume of the orange half? So they only want the half of a sphere volume. We're going to take our volume at the end. We're going to divide by 2. Don't forget to do that last step. So we know the radius, and it's sometimes a good idea to list your information at the beginning of the question before you start into your calculations. And we have a formula for volume of a sphere. So volume equals 4 pi r cubed divided by 3. If we only want half the orange, we're going to have to then divide by 2 when we're done. So let's fill in the information. 4 times 3.14 times 1.5 cubed divided by 2 and over 3. And so putting that information into your calculator and working out the volume, we get approximately 7.1. And we were working in inches this time, not in centimeters, and so we need to put inches cubed for our units. And so the volume of half of a cylinder, or half of a sphere, is 7.1 cubic inches. Why don't you take about 10 minutes and try question 1 on page 465, and then when the 10 minutes is over and you've had a chance to practice finding volume of a sphere, ask your teacher to play the next video.